Hi, my name is Jennifer Monaco. I am a teacher of art at West Milford High School. We are filming today a lesson on 1 point perspective for the Art of Education studio drawing course. All right, we're going to talk about 1 point perspective today, and you have some homework assignments that I'd like for you to bring in so that I know that you are looking at the concept and trying to understand the concept of 1 point perspective and have had a little bit of practice. I'm going to introduce a little history and background, and then you have a couple tests that you're going to perform. One task that you're going to perform is to find a 1 point perspective photo from a magazine. Really good magazines to use are home magazines like Better Homes and Gardens, Veranda, we have a ton, HGTV, anything that displays something like travel or home improvement, the Home Depot catalog that comes to your house, use those. You're going to flip through and find an image. It can be an interior or an inside image. It could be an exterior, maybe an architectural image is really good because that's going to give you some clean lines in order to complete this task. Now I put my magazine page in a little bit of plastic, but you can draw right on your magazine page as long as it's not from the library. And what you're going to do is look at an image that has some really nice lines that you can follow. You're going to need a pen or a colored pencil and a straight edge. That can be a ruler, or the end of an edge of a notebook, a piece of cardboard, anything that has a straight edge. And what we're going to be doing today is finding the vanishing point. I've explained earlier that in 1 point perspective, everything seems to recede back to a single vanishing point. Things overlap, or they recede in color and size and detail as they recede back into space. But what we're going to do today is we're going to find that actual line and find that vanishing point within our image. So you're going to need your image. I'm going to clip it to the board so I can have my hands free. And you can obviously have it on the table. Once you find something, like an architectural image, I have some copies, things like that. Big interiors of churches. This one's kind of an interesting one where it seems to go back into a tunnel. You're going to find the front of one of the lines. Here I'm going to look at the front of the table that seems to go back in space, and we're going to start there. I'm going to line my ruler up. With the edge of the table, and I'm going to make a line that goes and traces over the edge of the table and then extends back beyond that. I'm going to go onto my whiteboard just because I have it, just in case this line here ends up going off of the page, and it might. All right. And then I'm going to pick another element that's in the image too that seems to go down on a diagonal. I'm going to pick the top of the window, and I'm going to line my ruler up with that as well. You see what might be happening with the end of my ruler here? Oop, it's not long enough. I'm going to try and make that up. Okay? See what happens here? If I took this line or the line from the ceiling also, I'm going to try this one out. There's an architectural feature in the ceiling of this one, a little white on white. I can take the side of the cabinet or the edge of the edge of the counter and see what happens if I take all of those points and the line that follows off of those. What I have is our orthogonals or orthogonals. That's our math term that says that these lines converge to a single point in space because of our eye. Now in this case it's a camera eye. And camera eyes are really great for 1 point perspective because they only look at one spot in space. That's the limitation of 1 point perspective. You have to be looking down with tunnel vision. It doesn't take into account that you have two eyes or that you are not a camera and that you move. because every time you do one of those things and you're not that single point in space and in time, your perspective changes. But this is one thing that I want you to do. I want you to find a magazine image, and I want you to find where your vanishing point is. If it's going to go off of the page, try to have another piece of paper. It doesn't matter to me if it's notebook paper or whatnot. Tape it all together so that you can get your vanishing point and start to understand that things that are in one point perspective, if you're trying to draw them in linear perspective, do all converge, all those orthogonals or diagonal lines converge onto that one vanishing point. Okay?